Hey everybody, welcome to the Coffee Run, episode 236. I apologize in advance for the slightly wiggling phone. So we are live and I've got my phone precariously balanced on the rear view mirror. So we'll see how long that lasts for, and so long as I don't throw my arms around all over the place, we should be okay. See how much that movement is? It's a little bit crazy. So I put a post up a little bit earlier about the fact that my cleaners were at home and they were being really loud and really noisy, and I really wanted them to clean my office. And so I decided to not do the live at home today. And I guess I've been thinking about, there's been a few different things rolling through my head, and one of them being, often we'll get caught up in the circumstances aren't right, or the thing's not right, or the timing's not right, or the conditions aren't right, or the sun's not out, or like whatever it might be. But here's the thing, if things aren't working for you, you've got the opportunity and this beautiful gift of freedom, flexibility, choice for you just to kind of like ditch whatever it is that you were doing. You could shift it up, mix things up, play it down, do whatever it is that you need. And this helps you when it comes to working with your content. I suppose it's helpful when it comes to your marketing. It's helpful when it comes to absolutely everything. Because if you feel like, if we think about this energetically, think about it like a magnet. If we're trying to force these two things together, then it's going to repel, right? So if you're trying to force an outcome and like you're trying to like really make it, it's almost like you've got that pushing against each other, and it's a bit like you just get it slightly the wrong way and it goes like pshong. I was watching I think the program is called Sugar Rush with my kids last night, and hang on a second, I'm melting. Can you see? That's marginally better. You guys can hear me okay, right? I hope this isn't going through the car kit and it's coming through my earphones. I'm just going to move that way because I'm dying of heat exhaustion. And it's like 11 degrees outside, so it's not based on the temperature of the outside, just so that we're clear. Okay, so I guess like if we think about it, there are a whole bunch of reasons why we can't do a lot of things, like why you might not go live, why you might not create content, why you might not do your blogging, why you might not do a live stream, why you might not do your follow-up emails, do your sales actions, like work the processes that you've got. And I suppose like where I was going with this is that we've got the opportunity where if things aren't working, that you have got the choice, the freedom, the flexibility to go, you know what, this isn't working for me. Let's just, put it on the shelf and let's just stop. So as I was saying, like this morning, the cleaners were everywhere. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, like this environment is not working for me. What am I going to do about that? Well, I decided to pack my stuff up. So I've got my little bag, I've got my blanket. I kind of half thought that I might go and sit out on the grass this morning and do the live out there. And, it creates the space for new and different thinking to come through. But there's always a myriad of reasons for you to not do the thing. There's always a myriad of reasons for you to not go live, to not pull the finger out, to not launch that thing. And really the circumstances that are coming up, I wrote about this yesterday, are a little bit like the thieves of confidence, the thieves of time. I didn't talk about the thieves of success actually, but that's certainly another one as well, where as people who are marketing, as people who are creating content, as people who are really in the business of helping other people, we have this responsibility to show up, turn up, share our thinking, share our knowledge, share our wisdom, and do all of these things. Now, when things aren't working, that's what I was saying. We were watching Sugar Rush last night. So when things aren't working, we've got that almost like that repelling, that repulsion thing happening. So sitting down, one of the contestants found this little magnet thing. And you know how like sometimes I don't know if you've seen Zumbo's Magic Creation or whatever his show was. And he had like the floating Willy Wonka hat that was like, it looked like it was levitating, and they used magnets to be able to achieve that. The contestants kept trying to force the magnets to like do the thing, and it just kept going like pachong or falling off. It just wouldn't work. So if we're applying force, you've got to imagine that things are likely to fracture, right? Whereas if we relax into things a little bit more and go, all right, let's just breathe for a moment. Let's just see if there is another way that we can do this. What else can we do? And you've also got permission to be able to just completely go, okay, well, that was shit. That's not working at all. Let's just, shelve that. Let's put that in the bin for the moment. And you can always come back and revisit it later. What I'd suggest that you have a look at, though, in terms of using these moments as inspiration for content, we are all in the business of helping other people. We're all in the business of inspiring and motivating. And as you know, you're a business owner. As you know, there are some days where you're flying high and things are freaking amazing and you couldn't want for a better world and a better life. And then other days, things aren't that excellent. And you want things to be better. You want your flow to come back. You want things to be easy. We want things to be able to just be working the way that they should be working without all of this other noise and chatter and stuff that's going on, right? So do you think for a moment that maybe your audience experience similar things to this? Do you think your audience ever feels demotivated? I mean, whether you're a health coach or a productivity person or a magazine editor or a graphic designer or whatever it is that you're in the business of doing, artists, healers, consultants, whatever, that people aren't like, we're not steady humans, right? And what I mean by that is like, we're built in a way that, and I'm trying to formulate my thoughts while I'm thinking here on the fly, but like we don't operate like this on a super steady, flat level, right? We're humans. So we have moments of ups and downs and things like this. So an example of this, like I'm pretty even keel, like heightened even keel most of the time, but there are some things that just piss me off. And so case in point. So my husband and I were chatting last night. I got really angry with him, actually. I'm not sure if he's in the middle of a sugar detox or whatever it is that's going on, but it was kind of being a little bit snappy. And I've gone, hang on a second. What the frick is going on here? Like, I don't appreciate you snapping at me. I don't deserve to be talked to like that, So I kind of like got a little bit, I felt like a turkey. You know how turkeys are like, gobble, 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 gobble. That's kind of how I felt. And then I was like, okay, cool. That's fine. Like, we'll put that aside now. Let's get back into the game. And, we'll be back on an even keel. But, and then other times it's like, so yesterday in the live stream yesterday, I was in this really awesome heightened state of anticipation and a little bit of anxiety as I rolled out my badass business, the business badassery mastermind. Like I've been thinking about this for years. I've been like building out the list of all of the things that are going to be included in it for ages. For years, actually. Again, like 2 years ago, I created that list on a plane, and then I've added to it since. But it's just kind of like I was in this really amazing heightened state, and then, you kind of settle down. So my point is that we're not flatliners in terms of our energy, in terms of our work, in terms of anything else. And our people are the same. It's really, I think, it's nice to think that we have the capacity to be at a heightened level. And I do think that there is like the higher our frequency raises or the higher our vibration raises, then certainly those peaks and troughs kind of don't dip as low as sometimes as what our lower frequency when we were lower, like when we didn't know what we know now and we didn't know that we had control over our emotions and our state, and that, energy is always working for us. And we always, like, we get what we focus on and this, that, and the other. So, when we were our lower frequency selves, our lows were lower and our highs were not as high as probably what they are now. And so when we make ourselves available for these new levels, we're still going to have these dips and troughs. I think that that's really normal. So use that as the inspiration, the motivation for creating your content, right? Everything that you are going through is content. Now, the caveat to all of this is that if you're going through something like really shitty, don't air it on the internet. You know, work through it, heal it, do whatever it is that you need to do, and then you can perhaps talk about it and the processes that you went through and help people get support and, you know, all of that kind of thing. Don't use it to air your dirty laundry unless your business is about airing dirty laundry, and then, you know, I don't know, maybe there's a market for that. I don't know. But anywho. The other thing that I just wanted to say to you, actually, which doesn't really kind of tie into our topic around, you know, changing things up, mixing it up. Well, it does actually, because it's about content. So there's a lot of people that when we start creating content, and this is really relevant for people who are maybe looking at pivoting. Catherine, are you like in my head? Yes, I live there. I've taken up permanent residence. And I'm a bit like a squatter because I don't want to pay rent. So I'm glad that this has been resonating with you. That's really awesome. And I'll try not to move so much so my phone doesn't wiggle all over the place whilst hanging from the rearview mirror. Funny. So sometimes when we're creating content, and a lot of the time, particularly when we're starting out or we're building out our content plans, and I really talked into this when I've done my content map training, where we can really, and this ties into the point of today, if we're looking at different things that we can do, we've got kind of like the ones and zeros, the binary things that we can do when we're looking at creating content. So let's say that you're looking at a live stream plan of action, right? And you're like, okay, so what do I do? And you put your what do I do hat on, and you might be a wellness coach, you might be a psychologist, you might be a practice owner, you might be an artist, you might be a healer, you might be whatever. And you think, okay, so what I can talk about is the power of meditation. I can talk about funnels. I can talk about creating content. I can talk about style. I can talk about keeping your home organized. I can talk about decluttering. You can talk about any myriad of things that relate specifically and directly to your business. But if all you're ever doing is only talking about those things, most likely the people that you attract into your business are going to be people who are looking at things probably more on a transactional level versus on a connection level. Okay, so if all you're ever doing, if all I was ever doing was talking about social media tactics, if all I was ever doing was talking about funnels, if all I'm ever doing is talking about this is the formula, this is the plan, these are the 3 steps, this is the framework, this is the blah, 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 blah. You know, you kind of run out, in my opinion, you kind of run out of things to say or like to mix it up or to try and keep it original and things like that. You know, at the end of the day, the thing that you do is the thing that you do, right? So that can be shelved for a while or for a day or for one live stream or for 1 week while you think about, all right, well, if I want to come, and this is the changing it up, changing it down, tossing in the bin, turning it inside out, whatever, like turn on your computer, turn on your phone, turn on your Word document, open up your journal and think, all right, well, again, you know, who are my people and what do they really need to hear today? Because people buy from people, and people buy from people that they really connect with. People buy from people who feel like they get them. Like Catherine said this morning, are you like in my head? Well, yeah, like I live there. But part of the reason for that is because like I know what we go through, right? And I'm not afraid to talk about it. I know that you know what your clients go through, and you've got to come from that place of not being afraid to talk about it, not just from a tactical perspective, but also from an emotional perspective. Because people really, really need to hear that you get them. People need to hear that you understand their plight, that you understand their woes and their troubles and their speed bumps and their distractions and their sidetracks. It doesn't mean that we're okay, that we give them permission to kind of like wallow in that. But I think it's really important that we say, you know, hey, like I get that this can be a thing. You know, here's something that you can do. So the moral of the story today is that if something's not working for you and you acknowledge that you're not sabotaging, right? That you're not just being a whingy whiny bitch who doesn't want to go and do a live stream, because you kind of need to pull the finger out on that. If you are like really actively just not making sales calls, if you're actively not selling, if you're actively not making offers, if you're actively not promoting, then you've got a very expensive hobby, and you're never going to have a business, because money coming in is the fuel for the business, so that you can work your magic, so that you can put yourself out there, so that you can do the thing that you need to do. But if something is not working, or if you're not feeling motivated, or if you've got cleaners going through your house and they're being really freaking noisy, then give yourself permission to look for another way to achieve what it is that you want to do. Okay, change your environment up, change your thinking, change your state, do something different, so that you can find that internal motivation, because your people are out there waiting to hear from you. Your people are out there waiting to buy. Your people are out there waiting for you to show up, for you to say, hey, you know what? I get it. I've been there. I'm just like you. I'm just a little bit further along. So, hey, come on, grab my hand. Let's do this together, rather than doing it all on our own all the time. So that's my little long, big ramble on today. Now, the other thing that, of course, I needed to let you know on that is that sometimes it's important to get an external set of eyes on our stuff, right? Sometimes it's important to really see that other people get it. It's important to be able to have other people to bounce off. It's important to go, am I self-sabotaging? Am I full of my own shit? Am I absolutely not doing the thing that I sorry about that wobble. Am I absolutely not doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing? Or is this a real roadblock? And how do you move past that? And there's nothing better, in my opinion, and there's nothing more necessary than having a group of people around you who all get it, who are like-minded, but not in like a cliche like-minded, like literally high-achieving, ambitious, badasses who are all about going and, doing something similar to what it is that you do. I think it's really important. And this is why I created the Business Badassery Mastermind, so that you can really rule the online world, is the tagline that I came up with in my journaling session last night. I was like, I've been waiting for the tagline. Yes, we're going to rule the online world, people. So prepare, get your crowns, and you can rule your patch of the internet and just like freaking own it. But we're going to do it in a way that has a whole bunch of people cheering us along, that is willing. And I guess this is the thing, like we've all got to be ready, willing, and able to be able to show up in this environment and say, hey, you know what? I'm really stuck here, and being okay to step into the arena, being okay to be vulnerable, being okay. Well, as much as one can be okay being vulnerable. I mean, it's got to be a safe space, right? For us to be vulnerable. And so this is why I created this, because I think it's important for us to have people around us who just get it, who are going to call us out if we're just being wankers, who are going to celebrate and cheer us on when we're flying high, who are all about changing and shifting the planet, who are all about changing and shifting and activating our audiences. So I've put the comment in the chat there, in the comments. If you want more information on it, you can just go ahead and click that link. It is nicolamoras.com.au/BBM founder. Now, what's really cool about this is that it's normally $199 a month to be part of this mastermind. Now, it is one of these things where we're going to be in a private group. There's going to be 2 live sessions every month. One of them, it will be a new course or a masterclass or a class that will be delivered to you live. So you'll attend that. And then there's also a live Q&A later on in the month as well. And that will go for, like, I'll just jam and answer questions. And then one of you will have the opportunity to be in a hot seat. So that's where you'll jump on camera with me. we'll hot seat whatever is going on in your business. We'll just jam on it. So it might be a marketing campaign. It could be a mindset block. It could be you wanting to come up with something that you can give away for free. It could be a content idea. It could be whatever it is that's going on in your world that you're just like, oh my God, like I just really need this hot seat. Then there'll be the opportunity for you guys to access that as well. It'll be, you know, I'll work out how we're going to do that yet. I haven't quite worked out how we'll actually get the person, choose the person. I'm thinking I might do it a bit like a draw. So the people who want to go in on the hot seat might just put their names in a little hat or something and pull it out and work out who's going to go on. So we will refine those details as we move forth. There are a whole bunch of topics that we'll be going through in the mastermind, and the first one that we're going through actually is the multi-million dollar success mindset, meditations, visualizations, and journal hacks so that you can be the queen of the motherfucking internet. That is the full title of that. I will be selling that separately, but it will be more than the $99 founder price that you can get in on the BBM at the moment, the Business Badassery Mastermind. Maybe I should change the name to the Business Badassery Badass Business Mastermind. I don't know. That's really annoying. Anywho, you guys know what I'm talking about. The link is in there. If you've got any questions about it, let me know. The VIP option it's an annual investment. What you'll get as part of that is you get a one-on-one session with me. You also get Voxer access the week following that one-on-one session. So you can just jam back and forth. Hey, Amy, great to see you. So that'll all roll on with that. And our first live course is being rolled out on the 7th of August, which is next Wednesday, 12 o'clock Sydney time, 7 o'clock LA, 10 p.m. New York. Really excited to get that out there. This is that heightened state thing. Like I'm so excited about it. It's so no-brainer. Yeah, and I'm really excited about it. So anywho, everybody, I am going incredibly red in the face because there is zero air coming in my car. I'm going to go and grab my blanket and sit out on the grass somewhere, maybe go over to that little coffee place over there and have a coffee and do my journaling because I have not done that yet today. So have an amazing day. Get out there, go help some people, be amazing. And remember that the world is ready for your brand of freaking awesome. And can't wait to hear how you go with all of the things. All right. Talk to you tomorrow.